Kevin says, Dutch, do you have any Eddie Marlin stories? He always took a great ass-kicking. My favourite memory of him was the boot match and build-up he had with Tommy Gilbert. Great podcast, guys.
Yeah, Eddie Marlin, he was the father-in-law of Jerry Jarrett, and Jerry married his daughter. I forgot what her name is now. But and then Eddie he used to be a wrestler, but he became like a spot show promoter. He would run the spot shows around Nashville and from between Nashville and Memphis, and he just run everywhere, but not too far away. And he was a good guy, and the shows would be well promoted. And I've been on a lot of shows with Eddie where they sold out. In little town, you go to a little town, you got maybe 6,000 population, and you put 1,500 people in the gym. That's a lot. I mean, it's not just from that town; it's from the outlying regions. And I used to love to work those shows because the energy inside the building was electric. And you put 1,500 people in a high school gym, and you get a lot of noise, a lot of kids. And I remember we was at one show in Kentucky, and I forgot what happened, but Steve Kern and Stan Lane were the fabulous ones. And we had some battle royal in some Kentucky town, and they were stripping clothes off Jimmy Hart, and they got his shirt off of him. Then they pulled his pants off, then his shoes and his socks. So he just had his underwear. And Steve got him in the ring, and actually pulled his underwear off. And the last time people saw Jimmy, he was running back like this. And because of that, we were banned from ever presenting another wrestling show in that town ever. They probably lifted it now, but we were banned from that town. And it caused such a turmoil that some of the preachers I heard on Sunday morning were talking about it, talking about the debauchery of the wrestlers. And Jimmy Hart, I said, what happened? He said, I couldn't stop him. I was trying to hold my underwear on, but he just pulled them on. Crazy.
Do you think this was a pre-planned thing, or
I don't
just
think
spur
so.
of the moment?
I think the fabulous ones were after Jimmy anyway, just ribbing him. So when they stripped him naked, the laugh was on Jimmy, and he didn't much like it. The town didn't much like it. The sponsor didn't much like it. Jerry Jarrett didn't much like it. Eddie Marlin did because he promoted the town. We never went back to that town. I don't remember the name of it, but it's right across the line up in Kentucky.
Yeah, Eddie Marlin's daughter was called Deborah.
Deborah, that's her name.
Yeah. Very quickly, just because I know I always heard Eddie Marlin's name here, there on the Memphis TV shows, and he'd occasionally come on, almost like an authority figure who would be rarely used. Did he ever have any stake in the company at any point?
No, just other than as far as I know, he just ran the what we call spot shows. Other than the regular town, any town that we would run would be the spot shows. And, I guess he got a salary from Jerry for doing that, but he made his money off the towns. Because he would get and how the spot show promoter would work, it was still a game of thirds, 30. And it was, he'd have to pay 10% to the office for a booking fee. Then he went 30, 30, 30. 30 for the sponsor, 30 for the talent, and 30 for Eddie. So if Eddie got 30% out of a $10,000 house, he was okay. Minus the taxes.